those of y'all that don't know me, I'm Superintendent Sergeant Shane Reed. I work from the 36th MRS, the Operations Superintendent. I've been a Master Resilience instructor for about 5 years. I'm now the green dot guy here for the base, and I teach them a number of other things. Welcome in, there's a sign-in sheet right in front here. Sign-in sheet. So whenever these kinds of things come up, like I love getting involved, and sometimes I find my inspiration from other places. So I was looking around for something else. I was doing research for a whole other topic, and then I saw something struck me about this whole Batman versus Superman thing. And I thought, what a great metaphor, right? Because one of the things that we all struggle with is how do you find that balance? How do you take care of yourself and your family and your own personal goals while also getting the mission done, right? That's really tough. It's something that everybody struggles with. And I have a lot of discussions with people about, like, even when it comes to EPRs, they feel like they have to do more, they have to volunteer, they have to go to school, they have to do all these things to succeed that take away from their family time, take away from the things that they want to go do. A lot of people aren't motivated to go to school. They aren't motivated to go work a soup kitchen or volunteer down a game. So they feel like they have to do these things, even though they get no enjoyment out of it, there's no value in it for them, other than somebody says, you have to, or you really should, right? And that's kind of what it comes down to. So even in myself, the first thing that happens whenever I get too busy is anything I want to do gets cut so that I can do the mission. Whatever I desire to do in my life goes away. And all these things start piling up on my plate. Gee, I wish I had time to do these things. Which is tough because as an old guy, now I've got tons of money and no time. When I was an airman, I had tons of time, no money. So it's just an interesting juxtaposition you'll find yourself going through. So trying to find that balance, I think, is good. Try to help people build their resilience. And if you can find a way to come to terms with what's going on, being a military member and a human being, that's a good thing. So the Batman vs. Superman theme is kind of like, is anybody here who hasn't seen the movie? So a couple, that's fine. I got some clips in here, so you guys can get a little feel for it. But it's interesting because, with any kind of action movie, violence is something that takes center place. And violence is a universal language. If you don't speak the same language, you still understand physical actions. Somebody that doesn't speak any English at all, if I raise my fist in anger, make an angry face to accompany it, they're going to know that I mean business, that I'm angry, and it's going to work out poorly for one of us, right? Same thing, if I drop my eyes, put my hands out where somebody can see them, that's a sign of subservience. I'm not going to be violent, right? Unless I'm like the Matrix. But anyway, so thinking about that, he's kind of an alien, right? Well, he speaks that language of violence. And the other thing to consider is that the only universal commodity, the only universal thing that any of us has to give or to offer is time. So this whole thing represents, I think, a very good metaphor for what it means to be in the military. Because when you sign up to defend your country, you volunteer to put your life on the line in the profession of arms. You are saying that you are willing to sacrifice all of your life savings, time. You are willing to die for your country, which means you are giving up every single minute you have in your future. That's the most anybody can ever pay. That's why we take it so seriously. And we do that sometimes through violence. Right? We hope the other guys die for their country. That's the whole idea. But anyway, so that's why I think that this applies very appropriately. So, getting started with service before self. Right? So this is what the new AFI 1-1 says. Right? You hear it all the time. Mission first. But boss, I got to know. We got this to do. We got customers. We got things. We got deadlines. Right? Mission first. Professional duties are all that matters. You don't matter. Your cares, your worries, they don't matter. Professional duties, that's what matters. That's service before self. You put the service needs ahead of your own personal needs. You guys agree with that? Yeah. It has to happen. That's what we signed up for. To keep those planes going. To keep the bad guys doing bad stuff not on our shores, not against our families. Right? We want to stop that. We want to bring peace and harmony and love and all these other things. But as long as I'm putting myself on the line, nobody else has to worry about it. I've got it. I've got my country's back. It's kind of what that's all about. And so that's why it can be kind of easy to justify that if you can see the mission, when it's tangible, when it has meaning to you. When you perceive that your actions are important, service before self is very easy. It's a little more tough when the service that you're putting ahead of yourself is something like an arbitrary deadline for a TPS report. Or, hey, you owe me 3 bullets and you can't go home and say, right, oh, those aren't good enough, stick around a little longer, get a brain. Oh, you're late on your fire extinguisher CPT. If you don't get it done, then I can't trust you know how to safely put out a fire. Right? This same as putting warheads on foreheads. It's not at all the same thing. So that's where service before self can be a tough pill to swallow at times. So when you find that, since we're all humans, sometimes you don't live up to that idea, it doesn't feel very good, does it? When you realize that, you know what, I need to go do this today. I'm going to spend a little extra time at the BX. I don't want to do it after work, because then longer lines, and I got places to be. I don't want to be here today. I'm having a bad day. It takes some time for me. You know when you're doing it, and it doesn't feel good. Because it's a core value, something we've instilled in people. So this is an 851-1 version. The explanation that I grew up with, circa 1997, says basically the same thing, just a few more words, right? Some of the ones that I like are that self-control must be in effect always. Must be always. Is that possible? It's saying it has to be. You always have to have self-control, always. Is that something we can live up to? No, but it's a noble ideal. So it's okay. And there must be faith in the system, which means you will not question the system of AFIs, processes, procedures, levels of chains of command. Thou shalt not question. That's what it says. And I always had a hard time wrapping my brain around that. That's a young airman, because I'm always, the guy's always in trouble. Like, system. I don't trust the system. And then there's a deeper definition in the old little blue book. You can get your hands on it. That kind of makes you go, I see, I get it. We're explaining it a little better. But all these musts and wills and always, that's a pretty tough ideal. Saying that I will always put my personal needs behind me. And that's a noble ideal, but it's tough. Right? So that's why we look at Superman. Truth, justice, and the American way. You guys are old, remember that used to be his thing, right? So that's pretty cool. Christopher Reeve, like, wow, I wish I could be Superman. He's got a lame nose on the roof, but man, he's always doing what's right. He has all this awesome power and does what's right all the time. This represents the ideal of an American Air Force team flying. So that's great. So Superman is where we focus first. This is the example of really service before self. So he's the hero that we deserve. He's the hero that America deserves, us, service before self. Let's see what this looks like in getting the mission done. Hardship in order to save the world. He had to go against his own moral beliefs, kill that man. Yeah, that's all. He had to kill him. And he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to have to use his powers that way, but he did, for the good of all mankind. Right? So that's pretty cool. That's super. That is pretty super. And it's easy when you're invincible. What does he really have to worry about? I mean, this guy's really got a life. I mean, he puts on glasses and suddenly he's a different person. I mean, that's pretty sweet. But, like I said, it's easy when you're invincible to go out there and do all these great things. If you know there's no negative repercussions, or if you don't at least have to worry about them, it's not a concern that he ever has to think about. He never thinks about the side effects. He just goes out there and does what's right, saving the world. What about us humans? What about regular folk? Right? And that's where we start to look at work-life balance. Right? We can't do that. We can't always be mission first. There are going to be times when you cannot be mission first. If you have the flu, and it's coming out of every orifice on your body, unnaturally, all different colors, all different smells, right? Can you still put the mission first? No, not really. If you got a broken leg, can you successfully operate the pedals on a V1 bomber? Nope, probably not. So we have limits, obviously. But it goes beyond it. We're social animals. We have lives, we have families, we have hobbies, we have dreams, we have all these other things going on in life. And what we're striving to do is to find that balance. Taken straight from Wikipedia, if you can't wrap your mind around the idea of what does it mean, work-life balance. I think it's a pretty simple thing to explain, right? But oftentimes, work is at the forefront of our minds. Work is the thing that takes up all of our attention, saps all of our energy, and it's what we put our heart and soul into. So when you go home, what do you have left to give to your hobbies, to your families? Probably not much. Probably not much, right? And that's not good, because you're never going to look back on your life and say, gee, I wish I'd spent more time at work. Never. You will look back and say, gee, I wish I spent more time scuba diving while I was alone. I wish I'd spent more time hiking while I was alone. I wish I'd spent more time with my children when I was alone. I wish I'd gone on more dates with my spouse. Things like that are what's going to haunt you for the rest of your days if you don't find proper balance. That's why it's important to wrap your brain around this. Right? So I like this comment really well. We're all on salary, right? And so if you divide it and you say, all right, you're 24/7, 365, and so therefore you get paid $1.97 an hour if you're an A1C, right? But really, it's not quite like that. But it is kind of funny when you realize that they'll pay you the same, whether you have to work 80 hours a week or 40 hours a week. And I know for me, my job, aerial port, working the flight line, when it gets busy, that's it. It's easy to solve your manning problem. You just take away days off. That's super easy. Anybody else go through that? Yeah. You contract, you guys ever do that at the end of the year?
Not at all.
No? No overtime? Right? So these kinds of things happen. EPR time, 1206, annual award time. All these things are sucking up our time, and it's very easy. People just go, either you have to just work more, stay longer, come in on your day off, come in early, stay late, or you just decide to do it yourself because you put the service ahead of yourself. That's just the reality of life, and it's going to happen. The trick is you still got to find that balance. Otherwise, you will burn out. So that's where it comes to the hero we need. So to understand the hero we need, that same fight you saw with Superman, right? Superman's fighting Zod. He's taking all that physical punishment. The guy's throwing him through buildings, beating him against satellites. Finally has to come down, makes his laser beam eyes, and eventually wins the day. But what would that look like? Let's say that's the service member doing service before self. What would that look like? Family, friends, loved ones, hopes and dreams. grow resentment of that whole sort of poor self mindset, right? It can be really tough to endure that. Some relationships don't endure it. That's why military members generally have higher divorce rates. And it's tough. It sucks. And usually it can be tied to the mission never stops. Budget cuts keep coming, and life is just too hard. And it puts a strain on people. People sometimes say, mission first, people always. I've seen this in a lot of units. I've seen where their number one priority is vary between mission and people. Usually it's mission first and then people. And so they say it like this: they don't have to say that people are actually coming second. But it's not true. Your people can't always come first. The mission has to come first. It has to, because it's so important. But only when it matters. It doesn't always really matter, does it? That's the fun of school. So I like what the guy Connor Marriott said right here. If you take care of your employees will take care of your customers, your company, your customers will take care of the business. That's just like if you take care of the people, the rest just takes care of itself. So servant leadership is all about being a protector for your people, not a micromanager, not the person holding the whip and keeping them grinding away the grinding stone. Your job as a leader is to take care of your people. And if you take care of them, they'll be more productive. If I give you a day off today because you need it, you'll work 3 more days for me throughout the year. I'll reap massive dividends from taking care of you as a human being, as a person, hopes, dreams, families, cares, and ambitions, right? But that can be really hard to do. It's easy to get lost in the mission, especially for me. As a leader, I get so busy, I don't have time to go take care of you. I would if I could. I barely have time to stay knowing you, much less taking care of you. And so for a supervisor to work out and help you through that work-life balance can be really challenging, especially with low manning and high ops tempo everywhere across the Air Force. But I guarantee if you can find a way to do this, take care of your people and take care of yourself, the rest will take care of itself. Look at this. Even vast humanity, friends. Right? That's pretty cool. So the other thing to consider, which is very important, is that your career has an expiration date. Right? Someday you're going to take off the uniform. Civil service employees, someday they're going to retire. Everybody's going to leave the Air Force at some point. Some sooner than others, right? But when you leave that, what's going to be left? I worked for a really wise master a long time ago, and he said something to me that's really stuck with me. He said, some of these were struggling, and he kept telling me, hey, go home, go home. I was having my second child. My wife was having her second child. But it's always a stressful time, living in Germany and stuff, and he said, why don't you go home? Just go home and take care of your wife. We're not that busy here. Go do it. I'm like, nah, I gotta knock out these reports. I was working in like a QA system, had to compile my reports. He said, look, man, he pulled me aside and he goes, I can get you a new job. If this doesn't work out, I can get you a new job, but I can't get you a new family. You need to go home. Oh, wow, that's powerful for me, and that's really stuck with me. And that's true. So even people that I've had seen, separated for administrative infractions or disciplinary issues, I always want to see them succeed. I don't want them to be punished. I don't want them to be failures on the outside. So no matter what you're doing for me, whether you're holding up these ideals and you're just knocking it out of the park and I need to take care of you, or you're just barely cutting the mustard, I'm going to kick you out. I still want to take care of you as a human being. You still got to find that balance. You still got to maintain that work. Because time is that commodity. We all have a very limited amount of it, and what you give to your people is going to come back to you tenfold. So maybe it's not about time off. Maybe it's just about helping them out, being somebody who can listen, somebody who can take a little work off their shoulders when the time is right, somebody who gives them responsibility when they earned it, and they can take it on. Giving them the trust to fail. Trusting them to fail is another way you can help people grow into their positions and get that meaningfulness out of their jobs. Find that sense of purpose that will motivate them. Because just being motivated can't offset that balance. If you don't care about your job, it doesn't matter if you're only working 2 hours a day. You're still going to hate those 2 hours. If you love your job, 10 hours is no problem. Agree with me? So this is the bottom line that I want to leave you all with, is we need to take care of ourselves and each other. If you can't take care of ourselves and each other, the mission is probably not going to succeed. Sure, they might replace you. But if this ends up being a toxic place to work because we don't value the people that are doing the jobs, then you're not going to get high caliber people. And right now we have the best Air Force in the world, hands down, because of the airmen that make up our Air Force. And so that's why it's so important, because our mission is so important. Our mission counts on you being prepared to prevail. I know it's cheesy, I worked it in on purpose, it's hard, but I mean it. So that's the end of my presentation. Quick and painless. So you guys have any thoughts on the issue? What are the struggles you guys face? Yeah, go for it.
So I see what you're saying from the point of view of being how you take care of my airmen. How, as an airman, do I get this point of view to my leaders that are not taking care of this?
Yeah, so that's I'm fortunate that I'm old. I don't have that problem anymore. And I remember what it was like when I was young, and yeah, my bosses didn't care. We had it was the middle of the Gulf War II, and it was just busy. And there are a lot of leaders that lose sight of this vision, and that's why we do professional development stuff like this. You hope that eventually they'll get educated. That servant leadership is rare, but that's meaningful. That's where you should get to. So unfortunately, we will always have people that fill these meaningful leadership positions that probably have some things they can learn about how to take care of that. So one of the first steps you can do if you're at the losing end of this work-life balance equation is to identify that to your leaders. Let them know what you need, because if you just keep slaving away, what's the problem? If you keep coming to work, what's the problem? And I think it was General Welch that said, during all these cutbacks and we had ever-growing programs, he said, you've got to start letting stuff fail. Now, if you don't let stuff fail, how will we know what your limits are? And so if you're juggling 46 additional duties on top of your primary duties, on top of the volunteer work, on top of getting your PhD, on top of trying to deal with your family and all these other things that are going on in your life, and you keep doing it, hey, as a manager, there's no problem. What else do I got to shovel on this person? Right? It's going to keep coming your way. So being able to have the courage and have a candid conversation with your leadership to say, listen, boss, it's a lot, and so we need to find ways we can turn back on some of these things, because whether you just need a moment for breathing space or you need a permanent change in the way the status quo is going, you just got to identify, you got to have a candid conversation, and it won't always go well. Sometimes you bring it up and go, all right, so we're doing scratch this year, and who's the one that was complaining about having too much work? Bottom of the list. Unfortunately, that's the perception that people have. It goes back to having faith in the system and service before self. If you are doing right to take care of yourself and your airmen, you gotta have faith that your leaders will see that you are a strong supervisor, that you know how to speak up, you know how to go against the grain. Because the status quo is to just quietly keep working, right? And that's tough. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying that's where it starts. So even if you have that boss that just doesn't want to hear it, won't listen, and will just talk you down, every time you say you need a break, every time you say you need a breather, you can wait them out, you can learn from it, or you can just try and be the next level of umbrella for your people beneath you. Right?
Sorry. The problem I have, it's not so much with my bosses, it's, I don't know if it's their bosses or their bosses above them. My bosses understand. My bosses are trying, but they're stuck in the same position I am. And so how do we, I don't know whether it's as a base, as PACAF, or as an Air Force, tell which level it is, look, something's got to change because failure is going to happen. Because right now, everybody just says failure is not an option. It absolutely is. It will be. And like you said, you have to let old things fail and identify where you're going to make changes, or everything's going to fail catastrophically.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I've had conversations with my leadership. Like I said, I'm old, so I've got it easier. But I've had kind of conversations where I said, I feel like you're afraid to tell the truth to your boss. And I've had leaders that got offended and then later came back and thanked me. And they took it up to their boss, and I watched it happen. Oh, okay. And so I've been in places to see some of these folks that are raising that red flag and saying, this is too much, it's got to stop. And you're right, especially with things heating up in this theater, how do you stop running sorties? How do you stop flying? You can't. So where can you cut? I think it starts with the things that don't matter. You got to be realistic about what matters and what doesn't matter.
Right. That all depends on your level of the Air Force, what really matters and what doesn't.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think that as human beings, we can all get together and agree. If you had to just pick and you can make a list of 100 things that people have to do in your organization throughout the day, I think it'd be pretty easy to get the top 25 and the bottom 25. And I think you'd all agree on at least those ones. The middle might bracket stack change, but I guarantee out of 100 things, the top 25 and the bottom 25, everyone at every level will agree that some of this stuff is dumb. Some of this stuff doesn't matter. But if this doesn't matter, and yet it's being forced up to the top 5, and I'm devoting all my time and energy to answering these taskers that came down too late, and now it's a crisis, and now I have to stop doing what matters and do what doesn't matter only because it came to me late. I mean, that's the constant administrative struggle. But if administrivia is what's causing your life to fall apart, stop it. Just stop it and take what comes, right? It takes a lot of courage to say, I didn't do it because I was busy doing something else that mattered more. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe your perspective won't line up with your boss's. Like I said, that's easy for me to say. I say it quite a lot. So I go back to the Jersey movie Inglourious Bastards. Right at the end, he's carving, or he shoots the bad guy's lanky, he starts carving him up. The guy's freaking out. He goes, "You'll hang me for this!" He goes, "More like shoot out. I haven't shoot out before." All right. So in my experience in the Air Force, sometimes when you have to take care of yourself, you end up in trouble. I stay in trouble. What does that mean? Not much, really. At the end of the day, it means that I'm an obstinate bastard. It means that my boss gets really frustrated dealing with me because I've always got things to say. I've always got a contradictory perspective. But that honesty that results in taking care of what's really a priority, in their heart of hearts, they'll know you're right. And as much as they might want to say, but you didn't do your CBT. You're right, boss. I didn't. You know why? I had an airman that needed a ride because they got a flat tire. And they crashed their other car, and I had to take care of this instead. And so I didn't do my CBT. And I'm late. You're right, I'm late. And outside a soccer game for my kid, it was the finals of the season. It was very important that I be there. That's why I was there after that. That's why I didn't come back to do my CBT on my 14-hour work. Thank you very much. Sorry, not sorry. And like I said, I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what's right. So choose which superhero you want to be. Thank you. Anybody else have any thoughts? No? Am I wrong? No? Is it easy? No. You gotta work at it, man.
I just found something interesting. I read an article about the pilot crisis that we're having right now, and one of the pilots had written that not everybody was joined to be the chief. Not everybody is going to join to be a 4-star. Not everybody is joined to be a D9 or chief, whatever. And how do we focus on developing people? Like other branches have those that are, they have a leadership trail and they have a technical trail. And like, how do we get out of this culture of biggest, baddest, best is chief in 15 years, or oh, you didn't get BTZ, you're never going to make staff for time. You know what I mean? And it just seems like every change that the Air Force makes, I get developing us as humans and professionally, but it also it's like you're that frog in water, and they just keep turning up the heat, and you're too scared and confused to jump. You know what I mean? And that's what I struggle with the most, because I get it, and I get my professional in what's right and what's best, but I don't know what to let drop to take care of myself.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And that's the struggle. So you bring up a good point, and I've given this a lot of thought about, not everybody wants to be the chief master sergeant in the Air Force. And so if you raise your hand as an enlisted member, say, I don't want to be a chief, I am happy to retire as a master sergeant. What is that going to do for your career if you say that out loud? Right down to tooth, right? You say, oh, you don't care? What about excellence in all you do? That's a core value, right? So it's important. I think this is my personal shame-free opinion, the world needs ditch diggers too. I love the idea that if you are advised that, hey, in order to advance your career, you must do X, Y, Z, and you go, I'm going to be a technician. Great. I need some of those too. I actually need a lot of technicians. I need more technicians than I need chief master sergeants in the Air Force. I only need one of those. So you need a healthy pool to pull from, and that's why the officer corps is kind of like that. Where they want to have lots of people to pull from to see who's going to end up being the next tippity-top chief master or chief of staff of the Air Force. And it kind of goes back to, people quit their bosses, not their jobs. So it's not the mission that makes airmen burns out. It's not the mission at all. It's the people that are driving towards these other things. And so all I can hope for is that we're educating folks. All I can hope for is that you can have a candid conversation with your supervision to say, hey, look, boss, I'm having a hard time deciding what I can afford to give up, but I have to give up something. I can't do it all the time. And if the end result of that conversation is they don't listen, they don't care, and now you're in trouble, even if it comes with an LLC, you know what? Like I said, someday you're going to take this off. And someday those lessons that you're learning, especially at lower levels, once you do get to a position of power, once you do have a tech sergeant stripes, master sergeant stripes, now you have power to do what's right to protect your people. Especially if you don't want to be a chief. That's the most freedom you'll ever have, to be a master sergeant with no further aspirations. Right? That's where I was. I got promoted on a whim. I'm a lucky tester. So I'm super happy now, but I love taking care of my people, and it means I stay in trouble, and that's okay. Because my leadership, I have faith in the system, and my leaders see what I do. And although they hate it sometimes when they have to fight against me and all my worldly powers, my gift of gab, at the end of the day, if I'm taking care of my people and I'm taking care of the mission, I'm doing what's right. And anything different against me is wrong. I feel pretty good about that. So, do what you think your career can handle. Right? And I think your career can handle a lot. Don't fail a PT test.
Martin did that too.
Yeah, all right, well, don't do that again. Shame on you, right? But that's the other thing, too. Is, all right, so people talk about a one mistake here. So you get a black spot on your record, and that's it. No chance of promotion. So what have you got to lose? If anything, you've got a lot to gain. They'll start to see a mature supervisor who's got it all figured out, who knows how to take care of their people, a tough one, the one that they keep trying to get you to chase the crumbs. And instead you're like, nah, I'm going to take care of my people, I'm going to take care of the mission.
What I worry about, what I have to lose is post Air Force trying to pay for my health insurance and my family. That's what I've got to lose. So even with the black spots, even with all this, even if I end up divorced, as long as I can still provide insurance for my kids. That's my
Well, that's why I said you're going to take this off. So you've got to think about, all right, at some point, you have to spend time devoted to yourself, getting education, right? Why? Why I gave a speech earlier about why education is important. And there's a lot of good reasons. About growing your mind, becoming a better leader, learning how to learn, making your synapses fire a little bit faster, figure stuff out better. So education is important, but also it sets you up for success on the outside. So think about how much time do you need to spend developing yourself so that when you do take the coat off, whether it's by force or by choice, at some point it's going to come off anyway. At some point you're still going to have to figure out how to cover those insurance costs. At some point you're still going to have to figure out how to take care of your family. So why not now? If that's really the priority.
There's a difference in your insurance ability or your insurability or your insurance options when you're kicked out before you retire versus with retirement.
Yeah, I'm going through a med board right now. I know I'm there and I'm not past 20 yet. So there's a chance they could kick me out with 10% disability, and then I get a severance check for $100,000, and that's it. It's into my no retirement check. Could happen. So optimistic thinking, positive thinking, think about what you can do and finding that balance. So if the time comes where now you need to start figuring that out, you have the VA, medical insurance you can rely on. That's pretty good sometimes. But looking at, all right, do you need to spend more time just planning for your future? Writing resumes, going to more of these professional development classes to figure out what the next chapter of your life looks like. There have been some taps. I was going to say, don't go just once, go twice, go 3 times. Until you get it right, until you can leave that room comfortable with, yeah, I can take care of my life, I can take care of my family, and I'm ready to go back to work. Because as long as you're worried about taking care of you, worried about how you can put food on the table, worried about how you're going to provide insurance for your family, that's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? That's like, I can't worry about this other stuff until I figure out this stuff. So you've got to figure out your basic physiological needs, your security needs, your community needs first, before you can worry about all that other stuff. So that's why you have to find balance. And that's why sometimes it's going to be a tough decision. And it might not be popular. In fact, it probably won't be popular. But if you can get good on it now, or at least take these lessons with you, and be armed with the knowledge of how to do it, when you're a civilian, as all of us will be again someday, pay it forward. Be the right kind of boss that does that for their people. Because that's what we need. Servant leaders. But it's not that easy. Any other thoughts? Sir?
In the new Air Force, where a lot of bosses being where you're at probably don't. How do you explain to those below you that sometimes it's like, I'm out, I'm oversaturated, now's not a good time for you to come to me and say, I got a problem. Because I'm back home, I'm closure. I feel my leadership, they get it. But the people below you constantly just want to come with every single problem. And it's like, okay, why are you calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning because your car won't start?
Yeah.
Where's me? That to me has gotten, that open door policy has gotten kind of ridiculous in a sense.
It has, and I've seen it in a number of different places. So I spent time as a first sergeant, where it was great because that was my only job. But especially as I do more of the civilian stuff, people just know that I'm a guy that they can come talk to. I'm the kind of person that has, I got an answer for everything. I might not be the right answer, but I can answer anything. And so, yeah, people do come and usurp my time. They come and hijack my time. I don't have very much time. I don't have very much time at all. And so then it becomes a point where you have to decide what's more effective, what's more important right now. Do I need to spend time developing these younger persons to be more self-sufficient? Do I need to teach them how to fish? Is it worth me taking the time to teach them how to fish? Or should I just give them a fish and let them on their way? If you keep giving them a fish, they're going to keep coming back when they get hungry. They're going to keep calling you 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for the next thing. Now I can't find the car keys. Did you look for them? No. Right? And that's not the kind of airman you want. It's not the kind of people you want working for you. But at the same time, it can be tough for you to judge on which ones can you push off, which ones do you have to take on. They always talk about the importance of knowing your people. Well, your people also need to know you. So if you know that you're going to be obligated, or you get tired of it and it piles up, and once or twice is fine. The third time you're calling me 1 a.m. for something dumb, I'm going to let you know. That's dumb. But if it's a total crisis for an airman has no idea how a vehicle works. The internal combustion engine is a mystery. It's just magic. You just the key thing in the foot, honk, honk, vroom, vroom, and it goes. And so the car won't start. Could be a life-ending crisis. You don't know unless you know your people. So when you're trying to figure out where that fits in the balance of these things, in a way you're kind of helping them find balance. Let them know where your boundaries are. Because I will be there for you if you have a real crisis. I will not be there for you if you forgot how to tie your shoes. And somewhere in between there is a limit. I don't know where it is, but I'm not going to tie your shoes for you. Right? So, unfortunately, that's a lengthy process. It comes from teaching your folks how to be resilient, teach them how to be able to rely on their peers. So why are they calling you if you're off shift? What about the other folks that are all in the same suit together later on? Why aren't they calling them? So that whole teamwork, camaraderie, spreading of these things, maybe they're not because they haven't had enough time in their personal life to build friendships that they can rely on. And they're spending all their time on the job, and all they know is you from the job. Maybe. I don't know. I can't answer that. It's going to be different case by case. But that's something to consider, is that it might all be interconnected. Is that helpful at all?
Yes and no.
Yeah, no, so to get back to it's a new Air Force, and the open door policy's gone too far. I remember as an airman, I didn't want to talk to my master sergeants. I did not want to see them, because it meant that I was in trouble. And sometimes they'd come hunting for us young airmen. They'd come looking, and they had questions. And I better know those questions. I better know how to find the answers to those questions. So I was a weapons maintenance guy, and he'd come around and say, "Ever read what's blah, 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 blah." And it didn't matter if I knew. They're like, "Don't want to hear? Show me, or you can't go home today." We're flying in the field. They were teaching me how to fish. They were teaching me to be self-sufficient. The point where now, I'm that salty old senior NCO, I know how to find anything. I'm very self-sufficient. And I have airmen that come to me like, "Hey boss, I gotta go to ALS and I don't know how to figure out service uniform. Is that service dress? Is that full service dress? I don't know what to do." Open the A5, man. What? You can't do a quick find? Control F. Service uniform, and it's class B's, man. It's easy. But to a lot of people, it's not. It's a skill that gets developed over time. And so, unfortunately, as we've made our bosses busier and busier and busier, the micromanagement comes down lower and lower, which means that open office policy used to not really be much of a thing, but as we decided we cared more about people, we started saying it more and more often. And yet, the workload, as we dwindled down to personnel, meant that it was unmanageable to have a simultaneous full-time open door policy and get everything done. There aren't enough master sergeants to go around. I remember we used to have an admin master sergeant and an operations master sergeant at flight level. That's how many people we had. We don't have that anymore. You probably got a tech on both billets right now. So that's just a struggle. That's a struggle we've got, and there's just too much stuff going on. So setting boundaries, building stronger ties before your people, letting them know, hey, this is how you go about dealing with your stuff. And then when it really matters, take that time. Because you build that strong connection, and you might be the one that can help provide that umbrella for them. Maybe they do need time to go take care of their car because they've been working so many consecutive shifts that they've got enough problems piling up on their car that eventually it's going to explode in swamp. I'm having that problem right now. I'm spending so much time that I'm just waiting for which one of my free vehicles is going to break down. I have not had. I'm looking for this weekend. I'm finally going to get that fixed. But that's the situation I'm in, where I'm like on the grind because I'm like, this one totally blowed up. And if that one goes, that's going to be $50,000. It's a BMW. It's not cheap. So and my wife's truck.
Sell that one now, so he that doesn't know anything about cars before he goes.
Yeah, that's a trick.
Those can also be too, like if you're having people coming in too much, it's maybe an indicator that they don't really trust them to make decisions.
It depends on what they're coming to you for. So you're right. If they're coming to you for day-to-day technical guidance, maybe they don't feel empowered. If they're coming to you day-to-day to say, how do you want this done? Then that means that either they don't know or they are scared that they're going to get it wrong for whatever reason. Maybe you're micromanaging, maybe you're levels and levels and levels of micromanaging, or maybe they just don't have the confidence. I've worked with both kinds. And to me, it brings me a real joy to go, hey, just do your best. Just do your best. Do what do you think is right? Right? I love that. And I do it to my major. And it's hilarious. He says, "Sir, Reed, what do we want to do with this?" I don't know. Do what you think is right, boss. Funny. It's really funny. Because it happens at every level. I mean, there are things that I go to sometimes where I've been caged in. And I've been yelled at enough times. Like I said, I stay in trouble. But sometimes I get to the point where it's across my comfort zone. And I just go, you know what? I'm not going to make that decision. So I get, no matter what it comes down, no matter what I think is right, every time, because I've been micromanaged on this enough times, I'm going to do that. Good. How would you like this to proceed? And I know that frustrates them, but that's the dividend they reap for micromanaging me. Give me freedom, and I'll get it right. But it comes a time, and you have to find safe places for them to fail enough times so they learn that self-confidence and give them that feedback. And all of that takes time that none of us have. All of that takes risks that none of us can afford to take. Because if it fails and your name's on it, and you let Sally, Bobby, and Sue take care of it on your behalf, on your authority, then you still have to eat that sandwich at the end of the day. But it's necessary. Again, it's that strong leadership, and it's how much punishment are you willing to take? What do you think you have a very good handle? I bet if your bosses know what's going on, they can handle a lot.
You'd be surprised when you tell them, I trust you the best. And they'll come back and they'll give you something that you never even thought of something like that.
That's why I like doing it. Plus, it means I'm doing it. It's great.
That's the problem with dogs. Instead of the fishing metaphor, they use you can build them out of fire and keep them warm for a night, or you can teach them to build a fire and keep them warm for life for months. Or we can just set that guy on fire and let everybody else watch, and everybody else has to build a fire again. That's kind of what
I was hearing the blended version. If you set a man on fire, the burner will be warm versus the room. Yeah. No, so there's truth to that. It depends on what you're talking about. So there's a difference between growth and discipline. So teaching people to grow, allow them to fail. And you counsel in private. If there's anything that goes wrong, you got to take that on your shoulders. Anything goes right, they get all the praise. That's leadership 101. When it comes to discipline, is public discipline appropriate? Sometimes. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends on what it is. So I had an airman that I had to go help out. Why? He ran out of gas. So he actually caught me leaving the BX because he needed to jump. And he'd been there an hour waiting on somebody that he knew to walk by to get a jump start. And he found me. Seriously, bro? All right, yeah, cool, let's do it. So he was parked in the spot where I had to park in the general's parking spot to get to him. I'm like, cool, let's do this. I like that. It's awesome. So we're sitting there trying to make the cables reach and all this stuff. And finally gets the guy next to him to help jump his car. And there's like a gang of us all around trying to help get his car started. And he's turning over, and it's sputtering, but it won't start. The other airman asks, hey man, you got any gas? I looked over, hey, you got any gas? He goes, well, that's where I was going next. Part of the reason he had to wait for somebody to come jumping, he couldn't find the jumper cables in the BX. Because they were on the shelf, at the back of the shelf, and there was something that was dangling down, and he just didn't see it. Didn't think they sold jumper cables. They sold some other thing, he didn't know what it was, a electrical jumper thing in a box. Right? People know about cars know what that stuff is. And then we start talking about, all right, now you're going to have to go get a gas can, get a ride with somebody, go get the gas. So come on, hop in the car. Luckily his friends pulled up. But it was like a whole learning curve at a very, very basic level, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. It cost me some time. It obviously cost him a whole lot of time, but he's an airman. He's got a lot of time. And the end result is, I get a chance to just pull everybody together next time we're coming to a commander's call or something. And like, hey, just word to the wise. You live in Guam, we get typhoons sometimes. Don't let your car go empty. Right? And he'll know that I'm making fun of him. And so it'll be a public humiliation for him, and he will never forget to keep at least a quarter tank of gas in his car. Right? So that's the way I like to operate. Because sometimes one thing applies to one person. Again, if they're calling you at 1 o'clock in the morning for some silly stuff, they're probably not the only ones that are thinking that way. Or if they're airman asking, hey, you had that problem, what'd you do? Oh, I just called the boss. Sweet. So when I get that problem, I'm going to call the boss at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's not what you want. So, educating the masses.